Sorry. What happens when you have to take your kid to the doctor? It's 10 p.m. at night. You don't have any money and you're an illegal immigrant because again, that happens all the time to people, right? This is not something when people get sick, kids get sick, they get sick in the moment, okay? So when your child gets sick and you feel like you have no options. So we're going to talk about how about families who know what it feels like when a child gets sick. And your first feeling is not calm. Why? Because you don't have insurance. You don't have the money to pay anything. Okay. But what if there was a way, a virtual access to doctors that you can actually do? And it doesn't matter if you're a legal immigrant or not, because they don't care. The company doesn't care. The company's here to help people that need access to doctors. Okay. That's what this is about. That's what we're going to talk about. And I'll do a Spanish version later. Okay. Hey, because at the end of the day, when your kid gets sick, it sucks. Because the moment a child starts vomiting, burning up with fever, or crying from pain late at night, everything changes. So what if you could just, like if you had to go to the doctor at 10 p.m. to the ER, how much is going to cost you? Anybody? You think it will be $100, $200, $500 to take your kid to the ER when you don't have health insurance? You're completely, not only that, you're an illegal immigrant. Yes, said it. You're an illegal immigrant. Your kid, you're undocumented. Your kid might be an American citizen, but you need to take him to the doctor. You're not gonna you don't want to have a bill of $1,000, right? Right? Because it's expensive. Go to the ER. So think about this. Imagine your son is vomiting right now. Your daughter has a fever. Your regular clinic is closed. Urgent care closed. It is the weekend. And now you and your husband, you and your wife are standing in the kitchen trying to decide, what do we do with our kid? Has this happened to you? How likely is this scenario in your family? Because, and if you have more than one kid, guys, if you have more than one kid, and it's not only one kid that is sick, it's two kids that are sick. Because it's a virus. And everybody has the runs and everybody has the vomit. It's just horrible, right? So, some families avoid seeking help because they feel uncomfortable with systems. They fear that they will ask them for their social security and they're not from here. They fear that they will ask too many questions, too much paperwork, too much cost, being treated badly, being told no. And then on that, being stuck with a horrible, horrible bill. Because of that fear, a lot of parents do not go and take their kids to the doctor. Right? And what happens? What fixes this problem? And it's something that you're going to see. In 5-10 years, virtual access to doctors is going to be the norm. Because if we had another COVID pandemic and you can't go anywhere, what is the best thing that you can do? Call somebody. If you had access to call somebody 24/7 in Spanish or in English, and you're only paying like less than $30, will you do it? Because that's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? So, now, access to doctors matter. Yes, I'm a conservative. Yes, I talk about this and that. But at the end of the day, if somebody needs a doctor, they need the doctor, right? Let me be clear. This virtual access to doctors is not health insurance. This is simply access to talk to a doctor virtually when life happens, right? Because usually Murphy's Law knocks on the door in the worst times. Okay? So no insurance enrollment, no long forms, no medical exam, no complicated approval. They don't care if you're legal or illegal. All they care is that you pay a payment of $30 or less, right? Depending on how much you need. And it will cover virtual access for all the people that live in your house, okay? Because when a child is sick, parents do not want a bureaucracy first. So let me show you how this works. If anybody tells me their zip code, I can show you how this works because it's amazing. So, and even they have this in Puerto Rico. I was shocked. Okay, so let's go. Let me go here. Entire. And I'm going to show you. If you guys want to see what I'm showing, you're going to have to go to YouTube. You can find me as Marimer. Let me just put it here. You can find me as Marimer Cruz Nieves. Let me put it here. Let me just comment it below. Okay. But if you want to see what I'm showing, you need to go to YouTube. Okay. You should have a YouTube connection here. And this is for most of the states. As long as you're United States, if you're legal or illegal, doesn't matter. Okay. But as you see, I am actually here looking at these saving plans, right? We got one at $8.95 a month for a dental saving plan, another one from dental save vision. But the one that I actually recommend to everybody is either the telemedicine virtual care plan or the total health discount plan, because it's the best for people that have more than two. Let's just show you this. Okay, plan details. Because again, let's say I need somebody's zip code. Somebody send me your zip code. Or some zip code in your state. So I can show you guys how this how this works, okay? Because I'll show you. Find a provider right now. Let's say somebody is in Austin, Texas, because I'm in Texas, right? We're gonna go here and find a provider. Right? All you do is put your zip code, right? And like I said, $29.95 also includes dental care savings, vision care savings, dial care urgent care, dial care therapy, dial care teledentistry, dial care virtual vet. This is not only about taking care of your kid, it's also about taking care of your pet. Because sometimes when people get sick, everybody and their mama gets sick. I don't know if you ever had a thing. I have 3 dogs, and one time the dogs were sick and we were sick, and it was a cluster mess, okay? But again, this one is the one that I actually recommend. So if it's for one person, it's $29.95. You can do it monthly. Right, monthly, and it's not a contract. This is, you can cancel if you don't like it. But if for a family, $34.95 covers all these services. So and they do it in English and Español. So if you need to call somebody, ellos entienden también español. Okay, so let me show you how this works. Because again, maximum, and I'm focusing, I want to focus on the dial urgent care, because this is where most people need it. If we had another pandemic tomorrow, question, because I know that there's actually places they charge you more than $20-something to just do it. I think it's Teledoc. Teledoc is like $99 for a day for one meeting. When I am showing you guys, right? I'm showing you here that for the whole family, right? For the whole family is $34.95. If you could have you pay $34.95 and have virtual access to doctors 24/7, English and Spanish, dental care savings, vision care savings, dial care urgent care, dial care therapy, DialCare teledentistry, DialCare virtual vet for your dog or your cat, virtual speech therapy. Yes, if you have a kid that has a virtual speech problem, even has that. Chiropractic, alternative medicines, and fitness includes that. Expert medical opinion, kindly human, wellness and lifestyle, last services and prescriptions. So if you have a problem, you call these people. They can send you the medicine to your nearest Walgreens or CVS or whatever. Boom, like that. Right? So DialCare Urgent Care is modern, easy to use telemedicine solution for non-emergency illness. Usually when kid is vomiting, it's just a virus, right? It's just a virus, okay? So I just want you guys to understand questions or concerns about anything. And here in TikTok, you can come up if you want me to send you the link for you to sign up, because like I said, tell me if this is a good price. I think it is a good price. I would charge more if I was the provider. $34.95 for the family. If you have 10 people in your family, it counts everybody. So if you have your grandma, your grandpa, and your mom, and the mom and dad, and 4 kids, as long as they live in your house, it covers them too, right? So logically, this is not for this is for non-emergency issues, okay? Like allergies, fevers, viruses, stuff like that, okay? I want to show you the states because I think all the states take it, but Washington, even New York takes it. I was shocked, right? So let me show you because we got, oh, and I didn't even mention, it even includes DialCare therapy. So logically, you have to pay an extra for that service. So if you need therapy, right, because you were traumatized as a child like I did, and you grew up with a narcissist, alcoholic, schizophrenic, untreated schizophrenic person, and you need therapy for that, you can actually get virtual therapy also. So I want you guys to think about how amazing is this, because now, like I said, it's virtual access to doctors. This is not an insurance. But if you have nothing, sorry guys, if you have nothing and your kid needs an urgent care doctor, you can call them, right? It can be 1 a.m. in the morning, and you can call them in English or Espanol, like I said, okay? So let's keep showing you, let me keep showing you this, okay? So DialCare Urgent Care is covered there. DialCare Therapy is a upcharge of 48 districts take it. Even Puerto Rico takes some of this stuff. We got also a primary care. We got a psychiatry. This is, again, ultra, that's extra, right? But the majority in virtual vet. Virtual vet. When was the last time you guys took your pet somewhere? Because I actually went the other day and I needed my dogs to be spayed, and I paid almost $400 for both of the dogs. And that was a cheap clinic. So, questions about anything? Okay, so let's keep looking and talking about this. Again, if we have this, right, we had some people had telemed, but even my plan, my insurance does not cover telemed. Can you believe that? My health insurance do not cover telemed. Crazy, right? So this, like I said, is not a health insurance. I have to say that again. This is virtual access to doctors, veterinarians, therapy, stuff like that. Okay? So a mother with a sick child does not sleep. A father hears every cough louder at night. And if money is already tight, or your papers, you don't have any papers, you're not gonna risk it, right? Now, people wait because they hope maybe by morning it improves, right? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So, like I said, with programs connected through this company, families use virtual access to doctors because they want another door before the emergency room. I mean, if you can actually solve it, right? If you can solve this, your kid, let's say your kid is vomiting, and the doctor doesn't think it's an emergency for you to go to urgent to ER, and you don't have to pay $1,000, $2,000. Would you rather pay 34, 35 bucks plus the pharmaceutical prescription, right? Or pay $1,000 up to take your kid to the emergency room? Risk of being seized, because if you're illegal, right? That can actually be another thing, right? Now, this is not only for people that are immigrants or whatever. I just want to be sure that everybody is covered, to understand that nobody asks you for your information besides your name and some in the payment details, okay? Because at the end of the day, when somebody needs a doctor, they need a doctor, right? So, questions, guys. And I believe that every family deserves to ask medical questions without feeling helpless, without worrying that they might be deported, right? Yes, like I said, I am in this spectrum, but at the end of the day, when somebody has a kid that is suffering, nobody wants that, right? A fever does not ask where someone was born. Vomiting does not wait for paperwork. Pain does not care what documents someone has. Okay? Questions, guys. And let me show you, because I was shocked that even in Puerto Rico, they take this. It's not as much as here, right? They don't have as many. But even in the island, they take some of this. I'm going to show you. We also offer this to employers. So if you have a business and you have 5 employees or more, we also offer a group plan, just so you know. Let me show, I'm going to show you here in a second. I'm checking something here. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay, so I'm going to share here. Get started. Okay. Can you guys see? Let me see. Plans for new employees. Okay. So I just want to show you. Let me see. And like I said, it's not expensive. This is the different. This is actually, if you have a business, then and you have 5 employees or more, you can actually pay that. Now, I don't know if anybody here is involved in that, right? But let me go back here and show you. I'm going to put the link in here so that you guys can check it out, because it is not a contract. And all you need is just to make a payment. And if you need a doctor today, you can use it right away. That's the amazing thing about this too. Okay. So that's the link. Where are you seeing me from? What state? What state are you guys in? Okay. So let's keep talking more about this, because again, I think it's a very interesting concept. Even today, my health insurance do not cover telemed. I am going to actually get in this too, because just only something so simple as having a virtual access to doctors 24/7, that alone is worth more than what I just told you. The 30, if you have a family, like I said, right, it's $34.95 for member plus family. But if you're by yourself, $29.95, that's it. Okay, so let me see, because I was trying to find and show you the providers. Okay, let me go back here. Because it wasn't, I don't know why it wasn't showing me the thing there. Okay, questions about anything? Question, guys. You are welcome to come up here. Jorge Antonio, ¿cómo estás, papá? Habla español. I'm not going to switch to English to Spanish, but Cici and Jorge, do you guys have some kind of access to doctors or not? Because again, you can be in it today. Would you rather pay? Let me just show you, because I don't BS people. I don't. I'm here to help people. Teladoc cost. Let's check. Let's see how much Teladoc costs. Zero with insurance, $89 to $119 per visit without it. Think about this. Let me say it again. If you have insurance, some is covered by Teladoc. Mine doesn't cover any telemed. But if you don't have insurance, it's $89 to $119 every time you need to go to use that access, right? When I'm telling you about what I'm talking about is $29.95 for one person, right? Or $34.95 for the family. As many people that you have in your family, and I know some people that have, I can tell you, connected to our family, we have a family member that lives with, let me see. There are like 12 people in their house. So if you have 12 people, right, and Teladoc costs you $89 to $100 something every time you need to see them, would you rather do that, or would you rather pay $30 a month and that's it, and then as many people as in your house is covered, right? So that's what I want you guys to think, because when things happen, ¿cómo está, papá? When things happen, you want somebody that is there. If you have a family member that is actually a shut-in, they cannot go anywhere, right? Wouldn't you like, as long as it's not an emergency, like I said, somebody that can give you the assurance that, hey, no, it's okay. This person is okay. It's not an emergency, right? Because when you have to go to the emergency, you have to go, and it's going to be very expensive. Very, very expensive. Let me ask my brother here. I mean, anybody here, when was the last time, how much you paid for the last time you guys went to the emergency? Anybody here? When was the last time when you went the last time to urgent care or the emergency room, how much you pay? $100? $500? $1,000? Seriously, guys. So, Sandra. Do I know you, Sandra? Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about to you guys, because at the end of the day, if you want simple information about virtual doctor access, have you ever stayed up all night with a sick child? Have you ever delayed care because of cost? Have you ever wished you could just ask the doctor one question from home? Families without traditional access to insurance will benefit of this greatly. Okay? Because I'm telling you, when you feel desperate and you feel completely powerless because your kid is sick, or your puppy is sick, because again, we have virtual access to pet veterinarians. Also, because I don't know about you, but my family is made of people, dogs, three dogs, and chickens. So if one of my pets were sick, man, and I dealt with that before, right? But I was like, oh, well, I have to let it pass, right? Because well, I'm gonna spend about $200, $300 for emergency because it's expensive. The last time I went to the emergency room where my pet never came out of there, and we had to pay almost $1,000, almost $1,000. But going back to who you care the most, right? It's your kids, right? Your husband, your wife. Um, so questions about this. And I recommend that I put the link in here. If you guys want the link, like I said, $29.95 for one person, 30 something, which is it, 34.95. If you want me to send you a link, just DM me. Doctor access. Put doctor access in the message in the DM, and I'll send you the link, because you can sign up and start using it tomorrow or today, right? But procuring that you get in and then you start, right, using it, because there's too many things happening. And if we have another pandemic, how much do you think this is going to be used? Yes, no? Okay. So, like I said, dental care, vision care, dial care, urgent care. This is not insurance, is virtual access to doctors. Dial care therapy. This is an extra cost because, again, this is therapy for people that need help, mental help. But they're not going to, like if somebody has depression, stress, eating disorders, addiction, that kind of thing. But with this one, there's a upcharge fee for when you need that therapy, because therapy is very expensive. Anybody knows how much usually costs to go see somebody in therapy? It's like it's at least $100, right? $100 at least to go see them, right? So, and actually I'm lowballing it, right? Dial care teledentistry. If you have an issue, the other day I had an emergency. It cost me almost $2,000 to go to the dentist. Yes, and they told me you need a root canal. So all of it, $5,000 that I'm paying because I needed a root canal and I asked for a golden crown. Dial care virtual vet. How much your veterinarian charges to see your dog? So dial care virtual vet is an animal expert, is always in. So when you're unsure if your pet situation is urgent, when you have questions about the quality of life, when you need general guidance, these are virtual vets, licensed veterinary professionals that can advise you on the following. And you know what? I can tell you that usually, because my husband had several questions, they had to get answers to the questions. They were charging $30 to answer one question alone for virtual care for a pet. $30 for one question. Right? So anyway, like I said, you get a slew of things when you actually sign to this specific one, which is the best of what they have. They have actually another one that has more stuff, which is the top, right? Let me see if I find it. Savings plans. I'm going to show you. Compare savings plans here, which is the total health discount plan. So there's one that is, so here is the comparison on what it covers, depending on what you need, right? Like I said, if you guys want, you could go to my YouTube channel and put my name to find it. Let me see. I'll tell you now. Where is the comments? Here. So find me, find my YouTube name. Sorry, because I'm actually, so find this, my name in YouTube, right? You don't need to find anything because you guys are already seeing me. But look at the differences in the plans, right? And let me just get out. What would I do if I had already insurance and just needed telemed, right? I would then go with the, if you only need the telemed alone, I will go with the member plus family 15 per month, that one, right? Oh, this is a group plan. This is not what the one that I want. Okay. So if you have insurance and you just only need a telemed, right? Just a telemed, I will go with the telemedicine plan, right? Telemedicine plan, right? That's what I would go if you already have health insurance. Because again, this is virtual access to doctors. This is not health insurance at all. It's just virtual access to doctors, right? But if you don't have anything and you need more for less, then I'll get the total health discount plan. So let's go with this one so I can show you. So for this one, starts at $44.99 if you know interested in member only, or 44.99 for the member only, and for $49.99 for the member plus family. Okay. So, and it has all this stuff right now. When we go to virtual primary care and dial care psychiatry. Okay. So for video consultations in psychiatry, it's a specific time, right, that they have the video consultations, right? For the virtual primary care is anytime, 24/7, right? Like I said, the only place that they don't cover anything is Washington State, because I guess the way that they are do stuff is different over there. But and if you're a broker and you're watching me and you're a broker and you just want to be getting into this. I can also hook you up for promoting your own, getting your own link. Because at the end of the day, I am here to serve people. And it's better to have virtual access to doctors than nothing. I know there's a lot of people paying a lot of money, right, for health insurance today. They might have a zero premium, but they're paying a deductible. Usually $10,000 is the deductible. So some people are paying a premium, which is a monthly payment, plus a deductible, which is $10,000. A lot of the times it is, if you want a lower deductible, you're going to pay higher for the premium, right? Plus the co-insurance, plus the plus whatever else that they want you to pay. And so it starts getting very, very expensive. Okay, somebody's coming up here. Hey, you have a question?
Yeah, I was just curious. Why do you support someone who's trying to coup the government and overturn a democratic?
Right now, I'm not talking about that, dude. Have you been listening to anything that I've been talking in the last minute?
No, I want you.
Because right now I'm talking about virtual access to doctors. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're scared to actually defend yourself.
I'm not scared of everything, dude. I'm not scared of anything. I'm just focusing on that. So you hear this, guys? I'm sorry. Again, if you're going to come here, ask a question on what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything but virtual access to doctors. Questions from here. And I'm sorry because I'm all over the place. Right now, I'm live streaming from TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. So I'm in 4 places right now. 4 places right now. Okay. So going back to what I was discussing, which is virtual access to doctors, right? Because let's be real, after Obama passed the Obamacare, a lot of people are not happy. Let me just show you something here since you guys are here. I want to show you what you pay when you get Obamacare, right? Because again, I'm a insurance broker. So I want you guys to see how expensive is this Obamacare, right? Okay, so let me get here. Okay. I'm going to show you. Okay. And then I need to reintegrate my account so I can show you how this works, right? Dude, I am talking about virtual access to doctors. I'm not talking about that. Okay, so let's go here. But since you mentioned politics, let's mention politics. Because a lot of people that are in Obamacare, they're not happy. Okay? They're not. Because they're paying a lot of money. And I'm going to show you, if you're in YouTube, you can see what I'm showing you. So let me show you here. So let's check a quote on the exchange. So you guys can see how expensive. So let's say that somebody is in here, they're in Bell County, they're 25, and their household income is $35,000. They have 2 people, right? Okay, and then let me get this out. Because again, I work with all kinds of people. Okay, so let me just change this. So if you are healthy, you can get a United Healthcare, right? Monthly premium 0, health deductible 0, but the drug deductible is $5,500, which means if you need a prescription, you have to pay $5,500 before they cover you. Okay? If you want the lowest deductible because you're really, really sick, your monthly premium is going to be $338. Then now your deductible is 0, but your out-of-pocket max is $2,700. So you're going to have to pay $338 every month, which is what? Let's check how much is that. $338 multiplied by 12. That's $4,000, right? Plus the copays and all the other stuff that you, and coinsurance that you have to pay. This is the reason why there's a lot of people that don't have health insurance at all. They prefer having zero nothing so they don't pay, because again, the premiums, the deductibles, it starts accumulating really, really fast, right? So if the majority of the things that you need are just not an emergency, right? And you just need urgent care, right? $30 to $50 covers you and your family, everybody that lives there in that place, no matter how many people you have. But you see, that's what you have to pay if you want to be covered by Obamacare. If I change the zip code to 38134, right, and there's two people, and the person is very sick, so they want the lowest deductible, they're going to pay $342, $334, $467 only in the premium, not counting the deductible on top of everything else. Here, there's no deductible, but if you're paying $342, again, that only is the premium. Only the premium. So this is why a lot of people prefer not having anything at all. But then when you get sick, it sucks. Questions. And that's what I'm talking about here today. Virtual access to doctors. Because Obamacare is a very faulty instrument. And it's very expensive to most people. And people are paying up to the wazoo in their premiums, in the deductibles, etc. Question, guys. Because I want to show you, again, I'm a broker and I deal with this every freaking day. Usually, some people say, I don't want to have healthcare at all because I'm not going to pay a premium of $300, $400. And there's people paying more. Now, let me show you if this same people made $75,000, because now you're going to pay more for the same thing. Now, because this family of two made $75,000, the monthly premium is $2,500, just only on the premium. Not counting the deductible, not counting the out-of-pocket max, not counting the copays, the co-insurance. None of that actually is counted on top of everything. So could you pay $2,500? And because you make more money, you're being punished, right? To pay higher premiums, higher blah, 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 right? So if you're sick, if you're a sick person, somebody that has a lot of health issues, and you making that, I have to like go back here and see what is the lowest, right? $694 for the premium. Monthly. $400 for the deductible. And most people will tell me, Marty, I am not going to pay $800 for insurance monthly. That's what they tell me. Even the people that have money. But let's be real. Most of the time when we need something, right, as human beings, when we get sick, most of the time, it's not something emergency. It's not an emergency usually, right? Unless you broke your leg, unless you had an accident. Well, that's different, because then you're going to end up in the hospital and you're going to pay a bunch of money when that happens, right? And that's another reason why I also have accident insurance. If you have an accident, you pay like $30 a month. Boom, you end up in the hospital. Then they pay you a lump sum. Again, either you pay it or somebody else pays it through an insurance of some sort, some policy of some sort. So would you rather have all the risk on you, or would you rather have the risk in somebody else? And I imagine the answer to the question is what? You would rather somebody else bear that risk so that you don't have all this money bleed out, right? But anyway, I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to stay here, and then we're going to switch it here to a little bit more political stuff because I do political content here on TikTok. But I want you guys to think about what I just said. If you need help signing, let me know. Call me. My phone number is, let me put it here. Let me put the banner. Okay. So this is my phone number if you need help. Some people don't have a computer. I mean, you could sign in your phone, but if you're elderly and you need help because you're technically challenged, please call me. Okay, call me. But at the end of the day, I think and believe that virtual access to doctors is better than nothing. So if you're new in my channel, please follow, like, comment, and share. Okay? And I see you guys later. I'm not leaving here, guys. So if you guys want to see me, I'm going to do political content on TikTok. And my channel's name there is politically incorrect. Politically incorrect. You can find me there. I'm live streaming in TikTok. But I'm going to get out of here. I put the link in YouTube if you need it. If you are in LinkedIn or X, I'll put that link under the description of this video. So I see you guys later and hope that this helps you as much as it helps me. Take care and blessings.
Paper trails thicker than a mystery novel. Cash flow ripple make the banks grovel. Phoenix rise, both shut with precision. Generational wealth, that's the mission.